All right, everybody, so a few short hours ago, we got to see the first and the only vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. And I got to tell you right now that I believe that this debate was one of the best, if not the best debate that we have seen in the last 10 years. Now, why do I say that? I say that, number one, because it provides clarity to both parties, the American people, on what they should decide in the most important election of our time in modern history. It added clarity, which is what we needed and what people have been complaining about for many, many months now. Number two, why do I say that? It's because, hey, listen, I know that there's people that complain about Trump's approach when it comes to debating, when it comes to speaking, when it comes to confrontation, right? When it comes to articulating himself, I know a lot of people that are conservatives that don't even like the way he speaks. I personally love that. I think it's hilarious at times. I think it's awesome at times. I think it's boss at times. I think it's needed at times. I respond to that, but I'm not ignorant enough to say or to not recognize that there's people that style, that aggressiveness, that bluntness, it turns people off to the political ideas, knowledge, world, right? Tonight gives those people a look into what class looks like, into what calmness looks like, into whatever you want to describe it as, a non-aggressive approach. This is what tonight was. J.D. Vance and Tim Walz did not speak over each other. They talked in their allotted time. They didn't overspeak. They didn't underspeak. They didn't yell at each other. They didn't interrupt each other. They didn't use any derogatory terms. They didn't use any attacks. They didn't do anything personal. They stuck to the policy. They stuck to the plans, and they tried their best to answer the questions. I believe that Tim Walz had a very difficult job tonight because, hey, he has to back up Kamala Harris and all of her policies, which there are none. We haven't seen any, right? And for the last 3.5 years, she's been backing up Joe Biden, but now in her presidential debate, she's saying she's going to make everything that Joe Biden, that she said was good, she's going to fix it. So she's all over the place. She says she has plans, but it all falls back to her being a middle-class child and da-da-da-da. We don't know what she's doing, and Tim Walz tried his best to back her up, but you can't back up something that's not there. So he ultimately failed. He looked very nervous tonight. He was not prepared. He failed on multiple questions. He was stumbling. He was getting destroyed by J.D. Vance in a classy way. I'm speaking tonight to all the people that are complaining about Donald Trump and his approach. Listen, J.D. Vance is in his corner, y'all. He's going to be the vice president in Donald Trump's ear the entire 4 years if we elect him. Once again, this is the most important presidential election of modern history. And guess what? If you don't like Donald Trump and his approach, and you like his policies, though, guess what? Now you have somebody in his corner that is the opposite of Donald Trump. Somebody that's going to use class, that's going to be calm, that's going to be collected, that's not going to attack. He's just going to stick to the policy, stick to the plan, and talk to the American people face to face. And he gives you a different perspective or a different approach so that it doesn't turn you off to the talk. Okay, so now the Conservative Party is more well-rounded. We already were more well-rounded than Kamala Harris's campaign and their administration that they're going to put up. But now we're even more well-rounded because we have somebody that's going to be strict, that's going to be aggressive, that's going to get to the point, doesn't care about your feelings, we're talking about the facts. And we have somebody else that's going to take your feelings into consideration, but he's going to give you the facts anyways, but he's going to do it in a civilized manner. We have two options now, and all these people that are complaining about Donald Trump's approach have absolutely nothing to be confused about. You don't have anything to be confused about the intent of both parties. You don't have anything to talk about when it comes to the morality and the preparedness of both parties. We saw the preparedness of the Kamala Harris administration. They're not prepared, and J.D. Vance went out there and put out a masterclass. So tonight's debate was very good, and I pray that the momentum stays with the Republican Party and that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance can turn America around and make America great again. God bless everybody.